So in Puerto Rico, they recommended that we stop here. They're known for their baked potatoes, and that's basically all they sell. Guys, it was lacking flavor and dry, so I decided to recreate it, so here we go. So instead, we're in Playita. It is looking like this. It's Robert. Say hi to Robert. He made us a video. And it's fucking boring as dead. They don't have Hennessy and they don't have good tequila. So I'm disappointed. How long are you gonna be out there? Alright, so for 2 pounds of shrimp, and that's 2 pounds of large shrimp, we are going to be using 1 bar of butter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a stick of butter. I'm going to take it out the wrapper first, and then I'm going to put it in the microwave. I'm going to allow it to melt. Then it has to cool down. Then we're going to marinate our shrimps with it, because the shrimps are going in the potatoes, so we want to make sure that it's good. Alright guys, so here's the butter. I'm going to put it to the side, and make sure that before you add it to your shrimp, it's completely cold, because your shrimp will start to cook, and you don't want that. Because I keep thinking that those potatoes in Puerto Rico had no flavor, I want to make sure that mine's do. So I am going to add some of the Creole seasoning to my shrimp. I don't know how much I'm adding. Tablespoon. Don't know. You can add as much as you like. Alright. My best friend, garlic. Alright, add as much as you want. You guys that cook with shrimp know your shrimp, so bathe it however you want. Newbies, just be careful that you don't add too much salt to your shrimp, because that's not good. No buenos. And if you don't want to use butter, use olive oil. A little more garlic. I'm going to add a little more of the Creole seasoning. Alright guys, so my butter's still warm, so I'm going to allow it to cool down just a little more, and then once it's cooled down, I'm going to add the butter and give it a mix. Alright guys, I dumped the shrimp in before thinking the camera was on, and it wasn't, but I pulled it out pretty quick. So we're going to try this again. Okay, I got some water here that has come to a boil for my potatoes. I'm going to be adding the pink salt. You can add the salt of your choice. And I want to salt this like really good.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, love you. Okay, so when I had the potatoes in Puerto Rico, I expected for the potatoes to have a seafood taste, right? So the potato that I ate in Puerto Rico was the one that was stuffed with shrimp. And I believe Paul had the one octopus, or if you want to call it squid. But nevertheless, I thought they would taste like seafood. It did not. It tastes like potato. I didn't even taste the butter. So what I want to do, I'm going to use the same method that I do when I make, like, you know, scampi or shrimp and pasta. I'm going to utilize all the shells from the shrimp that I peeled. I have some frozen. The shells are already frozen. You guys know. For those of you that watch my channel know that I always, you know, freeze the shells. But I said, you know what? Might as well use the fresh ones. So I'm going to allow this. I'm going to add more water to this. About there. Okay, so I'm going to allow this to come to a boil. And I just want it to boil for maybe, you can let yours boil from 20 to 30 minutes. I'm going to let mine boil for 30 minutes. And I'm going to be checking it to make sure that I don't lose too much water. In the meantime, you guys can peel. It's up to you, 1 head of garlic or 2 head of garlic. I'm making 1 whole bag of potatoes for a family of 7. So I'm going to use 2 whole garlics because I wanted to have that garlic taste. It's been about 20 minutes. I just added another cup of water and I'm going to pull it out. Smell that seafood, honey. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, this is optional, we're going to add 2 cubes of the chicken bouillon. You can add any flavor right in there because we want this water, the base is going to cook our potatoes to be well seasoned. Because that was the problem with that potato in Puerto Rico. Guys, it had like no flavor. It just tastes like too much potatoes and very little seafood, like very little shrimp. So, but I had told Paul and PJ at the table that this was a good idea, and I was going to come back to Jersey and I was going to put my little, you know, touch to it. So that's what I'm going to do today. Guys, so now I want you to start adding your potatoes. Here are my potatoes. And be careful that you don't splash and burn yourself. What you have to do is turn it down to medium to high heat and allow it to cook until it's, I guess, tender. I want mine. Well, I do own a potato masher, but for some reason I have no clue where it's at. Because the kids touch everything and don't know how to put it back. I don't have time to be searching for it. There's not many places it could be. I'm going to add a whole stick of butter in there. It's going to pull down the my mixer, and I'm just like whatever. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to use a cuchara, the spoon. We're going to give this a good mash. Then we're going to bring it over to the stove and add it to our coconut milk. So that's how we're doing it. Alright, so this is good enough. So now we're going to go over to the stove. I told you I was going to add a few other things. I'm going to add broccoli, but I want the broccoli to cook to where it's just falling apart. Add a half a stick of butter. I'm going to add the 2 head of garlics. Alright, now I'm going to start adding my broccoli that has been boiling. And I'm going to allow it to cook inside of the coconut milk. The broccoli is about halfway tender. I cooked it for about maybe 10-15 minutes on high heat. Add 1 bouillon in there. Or you can add 1 packet of the powdered chicken bouillon, whatever works for you. Right guys, so to that I'm going to add a handful of cheese. I'm going to use Mexican style cheese because that's what I have. So I'm just going to add a handful for now. And I'm gonna give it a mix. It's starting to look like a broccoli kind of dipping sauce, cheesy dipping sauce. Alright, so I'm gonna go over and grab my potatoes because this is how I want it. I didn't want any chunks, I just wanted it all broken down. So now we're going to add our shrimp, and we're not gonna cook the shrimp that long. My refrigerator. I'm going to allow it to boil. My stove is actually at a 5. So that's like in between medium to high heat. Because I want to give it a taste really quick before my potatoes, just to make sure that the flavors are right. Alright guys, so it's come to a boil. Let me give it a quick mix. I don't want my shrimp to cook too much. I just wanted them a little pink because I'm going to add my potatoes and just, allow it to cook for a little bit. Oh my god, it tastes like seafood. Oh my god, it tastes so good. Oh, wait till Big Papa tastes this. But it does need salt, so I'm going to grab my salt. Alright, let's add those potatoes in there. Oh my god. Look how creamy this is. Oh my god, this is going to be delicious. Alright, I'm gonna use some of this cheese, don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it's Parmesan, don't know. But I'm gonna grate it on there. You don't have to do this, you can just grab the cheese from the bag. It's good. Alright, turn your stove all the way down to low. This smells amazing. Amazing! This is it. Okay, I'm going to bring it to a high heat. And I'm going to, let it come to a boil. Just keep an eye on it, that doesn't explode everywhere. Alright guys, so I'm going to add the rest of the cheese. Like so. Then I'm just going to turn it off. And now I'm going to go over and cook my salmon, which may take like about 10-15 minutes. And then that time the cheese will be melted. Alright guys, so turn the stove off. Alright guys, I hope the lighting here is good. My dining room is a little dark, but this is Big Papa's plate. Those are those yummy potatoes right there. See that? And that's that salmon. Look at that. And I added a barbecue on there. That's a tip from my goddaughter Angelica. She made salmon one day when we were camping. And she added barbecue sauce. Oh my god, it was super delicious. So thank you, Jelly Rabbit, for the tip. And then those are those creamy. Where's the fork? Look at that. Potatoes. There's that shrimp. This is so freaking good. You have no idea. And then I just made Brussels sprouts and corn. So if you give this recipe a try, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in comments if you will add your own twist to it. And if you like this video and you haven't already, please give it a thumbs up. It's simply Nana. We're crafting, cooking, y sazon to the next video, my loves. Enjoy, because we will.